back here with another episode Inside the 48. Today we are here with
Scott T. Morrison.
And what got you into filmmaking, Scott?
Well, I'm a full-time photographer, and I was doing a lot of work with models, actors, doing professional headshots for them. And someone asked us, "Hey, can you do set photography for us?" And I'm like, "Absolutely, I could do that." Went on set and saw how it was done, and actually kind of liked being on set. And as I got more involved, we started doing more, because I do lighting, that's what all this is. And so they said, "Hey, can you help with lighting?" "Absolutely." "And you're good with a camera, can you do cinematography?" And I'm like, "Absolutely." So that's, it started off as set photography and built its way up into just about everything. I've even directed. So.
Were you able to use the same camera that you did your still photography for to do cinematography?
I was,
okay.
Right. I use the Canon 5D Mark IV. I have the special edition with camera log, and it actually works great. It's a wonderful camera.
So you didn't have to upgrade or anything, but over time I'm sure you did, right?
Yeah. I mean, over the past 15 years or so, I've had several different cameras, but they've all had video capabilities, and they're getting much better. So now, I mean, the 5D Mark IV shoots 4K and also has camera log that I mentioned, and it's kind of like the Black Magic, where it has the extended latitude of exposures. So.
And then does it shoot raw too, like the Black Magic?
It can.
Yeah.
It can shoot raw. I haven't done that yet.
Yeah, that's huge.
Right,
files.
they're huge files, and most people don't want to deal with them. They said, no, this is just it's not going on the big screen. So let's just shoot it, in a high quality JPEG.
Maybe
Whatever.
In all honesty, like if you're going to show a film at like Atlas or whatever, they don't want it any bigger than 1080p. So
correct, right, and I can shoot 4K, right.
Yeah, then you're just dumbing it down. I mean,
right.
The advantage is you can crop without losing quality.
Absolutely,
but,
and that's a big thing. You shouldn't really have to if you're shooting it right. But if something is a little crooked, you could just straighten it out, and that's usually what it amounts to.
Got it. So you started off as photography. What did you start with camera-wise, and where are you now?
I started with Canon. I've always had Canons, and I think it was like a 1DX or something, which is their professional line. And
that was what year?
Gosh, that was 1991.
91.
So that's it'll be 30 years next year. I've been a full-time photographer.
Nice.
So we started off with film, and I did a lot of my own processing. I had a lab in the basement. It was great. I really enjoyed it.
Developing?
I did all my own processing. Yeah. It was I loved it. Being in the dark and just playing with all the chemistry was fun. I'd blast music, and I would go down there at like 6 o'clock at night, and my wife would pound on the door at 2 a.m. "Are you done yet? Come on, let's go." I was like, "Oh wow!" I didn't realize that I'd been down there for 8 or 9 hours because it's fun, and you get to be really creative. Now I sit in front of a computer and do pretty much the same thing, but it smells a whole lot better. You don't get all the chemistry smells.
You don't have to wait for.
You don't have to wait, right? Yeah, you pretty much. Just do it, and you go, "Oh, that looks a little bit better," and you still do the same burning, dodging, color correcting that we did in the darkroom, but now it's done with Photoshop.
I never knew that you could do color correcting in it.
Oh yeah, by different temperatures, by adding different chemistry.
I never knew that.
Yeah.
Interesting. What's the most unique camera you've used? This prior to video, like when you were just
prior to video. I don't know if it's unique, but I had I used large format, medium format cameras. My favorite camera is probably the RZ, which was a 4x5 camera, and that made beautiful images. And we had Hasselblads, but my main everyday shooting camera was still a Canon. So.
Did you ever use Polaroid back in the day? They brought them back recently.
Yeah, I have like 5 out of a camera collection, so I have like 5 of these old Polaroids. I never really used them for professional use. A lot of people use them for test images because we didn't have, you take a picture, you look at the back of your camera, that looks awesome. No, we took a picture and we used light meters to make sure everything was good. And we hoped that the camera settings were the same and the film was good, and we waited a week to get the film back, or we processed it ourselves. And it's totally different. So I feel I'm a much better photographer nowadays because I know how to work with light, light meters, burning, dodging, and you had to get it right the first time because you didn't have a second chance. You couldn't just retake it. You bracketed and did some other things.
For the people that don't know what a light meter is, explain that.
It's a light, it just measures the amount of light that is hitting. You could either have it reflective light, the light that is reflecting off a surface, or the direct light that is hitting the surface.
Okay.
And that would be different because if reflecting from a white surface would give different from reflecting from a black surface. And that's what most of your in cameras are reflective. So if you point it at something white, it'll shut it down and the exposure will be darker. And if you hit something black, it'll open it up and everything will be overexposed.
Like
so
a pupil, sort of.
Exactly. That's what it is. That's what the iris of your eyes, exactly, the aperture. So that's why when you blink, you're more in focus. When you can't see something, you kind of squint a little bit, and you can see better because you're shutting down the iris. You're making it a smaller opening, and you could see things more clear.
Did you ever use one of those Kodak discs? Remember those?
I've never.
Like
no,
a circular.
I know what they are. I have one.
Yeah.
I've never used it. That's part of my camera collection.
So what do you think of the smartphones now that people are like self-proclaimed photographers now? They're like, oh, I do photography, and it's just like a 9S Plus or something, Like,
great. I want to see a great 8x10 print of that, and I'll. The problem is the sensor is literally this big. I mean, it's a dot. Sensor on my camera is about like that. It's not only the size but the quality of the sensor. So they're much better image. You can blow them up a lot bigger. The pixel is much better. So if you blow these up, like you'll see that there's a little bit of blur. Pixels blend together, and they do great. I will tell you, I shoot a lot of pictures with my cell phone. Nothing professional. And just if I'm on a set, plus it makes no noise. So if we're doing set photography, while they're doing takes, I could sit there and take as many pictures with my cell phone as I want. With my big camera, click, 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 nope, you can't do that.
And the flash.
Right, flash and stuff. So they do some cool things. They have built-in HDR, and so it'll take 2 exposures and bring out the lights and the darks mixed into one image, and it looks better. My camera doesn't do that on the fly.
Right, yeah, mine, I can look in a dark room and be like, wow, I got perfect. I don't even need light over here.
Right.
They're like, how do you do that? My camera sucks. I'm like, I don't know, Samsung.
Yeah, right.
Get rid of your iPhone.
Yeah, that's what I have. I have a Samsung, and when you're taking pictures, when I have my full-size camera, you could bring it up to, over 1,000 ISO, and 1,600, 3,200 ISO, you could get those same kind of images. It's much better in the low light.
Got it. So back to filmmaking.
Yes.
So what was your first, or how did you get involved with like the 48? Did you were you asked to be on a team? Did you go to a mixer? Like how did you get involved with the first 48?
I was asked to be on a team. A friend of a friend was going to be on a team. He says, "Hey, want to help?" And this was back in 2012. And Jason Glick was the head of that team. I don't think he does these anymore. I don't remember the name of the team, but our first, what was that one? It was, I can't remember the name of it, but it was in 2012.
Yeah, if you find it, I'll put it in the link if you.
Yeah.
If you want to show it.
Yeah.
Some people are like embarrassed with their first one.
Yeah, I don't even know if it's online anymore. This one was okay. We tried a bunch of things. We had some green screen. I have a friend who has a helicopter. This is before the drone days, and he said, "Yeah, you guys want to do an aerial shot? No problem." It turned out to be a kind of a weathery day, so we couldn't go up. But
is it shaky in a helicopter? I've never physically.
No, I've done a lot of aerial photography, and it's actually pretty good. He has a Robinson 44 at the time, which was a really nice helicopter. So
I keep seeing these signs downtown. It says like helicopter ride, $50.
Really?
I want to do it one day. It's over by like the Rock Hall. They're doing it from the airport. Like,
yeah.
I'd love to just do it just to experience it.
It's fun, especially when you're downtown. You get great views of the city.
And that's what they do. They just go around downtown and let you see it.
I would do it.
That'd be kind of cool.
$50 is cheap. I used to pay like $300 an hour to go up.
Wow.
Yeah.
So how many 48s have you done?
I've done, I think it's 14.
Wow.
I was counting it up, and before the interview, I think I did 14.
And what's your like longest team? Your current team, is that your longest?
Yeah, I worked with Don Nottage, and that was Velvet Buck. We did probably 5 or 6 together. And then with Pauline, she had another team, and then she came up with Dark Horses several years ago, and I've been with them ever since then.
Were you part of the submarine one?
Yes,
Okay.
I was. We did
Topside, I think.
Topside,
Yeah.
right? There's Topside, and then Uncivilized Servant, Grounds for Elimination. That was I really like Grounds for Elimination. You know, when we picked it, it was like we picked silent movie, and we're like, oh god, silent movie. What are we gonna do? And so we had this location in an art studio where we were gonna have this. That's where we ended up.
Negative Space? Is that
Yeah. And what we didn't realize is that a train goes by like every 15 minutes. And it would have ruined, if we had sound, it would have been horrible. So actually the silent movie worked out really well. And we sped it up a little, and it was a coffee drinking contest was what the movie was about. And it was hysterical. I really liked that one.
Nice.
Yeah.
Is that your favorite out of all 48 you've done?
That
Or
was,
is- or
I mean,
is the
that
favorite
was
from that team.
Yeah, probably my favorite from that team. Uncivilized Servants, something like that. I think that won the horror that year.
Nice.
And then there was Topside. That was great because we filmed in the submarine, and we knew we were filming there, so we got all the stuff down there the day before. I mean, everything has to go through this hole that's only about, as big as me to go through, so we had to get all the equipment down there. And if you forget something, it's a long walk through little narrow hallways to get back up and out. It was also the same day as Roverfest. That was right outside the door there, so we had some sound issues, but...
Where were they at, like the Rock Hall over there?
Yeah, they were at Voinovich Park.
Oh, okay.
I think it was back over there, which is right there.
Yeah, now it's huge, Roverfest. They have to go like the rent places for
Right.
that. Yeah.
Yeah. So that was the same day. So.
I didn't realize that.
Yeah. So it was loud.
Jeez.
But that was another really good one. I really liked the way that one came out. Very nice lighting.
Do you, as far as filming, do you edit too?
I do not edit. I used to edit. We used to, either linear or non-linear. This is a long time ago with tape to tape. I really haven't done much editing lately as far as with video. I usually pass one on to somebody else.
Yeah, you just do it, say it, my job's done, you do
Correct,
it.
right.
So do you guys have a set structure? It could be different teams, like what have you seen that works structure-wise to make a successful 48?
Well, the past several we've done with Dark Horses, and it's great because Pauline is incredibly organized, and it helps. So we kind of divide the things out so that we have the writing team. So Friday night, I sleep. I'm not up all night and then trying to be a cinematographer at 8 in the morning. I get a good night's sleep, and usually I wake up about 6. I have an email with a script and what location we're going to be at. So we usually meet at Pauline's house at 8:30 and go over the script, have an incredible breakfast. That's what she's known for, her craft services, and she's very proud of that fact.
Yeah.
There's some of it right here, I will tell you. She always gets donuts and just has good, healthy, wide variety of stuff. So there's something for everybody. But yeah, so then we have our morning meeting. We figure out who's doing what. We kind of go over the lines, and then if there's different locations, we go to those locations. And usually we're wrapped by 9, 10 o'clock at night. I go to sleep. And it's great. So it's one long day for me. It's 12, 14-hour day. So it's long, but it's not being up for 48 hours. Like in the earlier teams, you're there for the writing, you're up all night, then you shoot all day, and then you're there during the editing process. No, we break it up into different areas of our expertise. I'm not really a writer, so I don't need to be there. And if you have too many people, too many ideas, nothing gets done. So they limit the number of writers. They come up with something, and then they kind of go with it, come up with a script. And it's usually a rough script. It's not word for word what's going to be happening, but we want to make sure that it follows the genre. Like if we, pick coming of age, it has to be a coming of age film. We had time travel once, and so it had to, be time travel. And if you watch it, you could figure out that yes, that was a time travel movie, and what the actual genre we picked was. There are some movies that we watch on the 48 that they picked coming of age, and it's like, how is that coming of age? And that's
oh well, we wrote a comedy.
Yeah, right. Yeah,
they'll ignore that fact, right?
Yeah, and I find that a lot. I think you should watch it right and not have to guess what their genre was. And we always try to follow the rules and keep to that. Follow the genre that we have. Make sure that we have the line, the prop, and
say it correctly.
Correct.
Or write it.
Yeah,
either or.
We have it written, and we listen to it. Says, "Yep, that's perfect. Okay, we got that." And then we move on, and we try to have it so it actually fits in exactly what we're doing, not just throw it in there randomly, just so it's there. And 1 year was a lighter was the prop, and we made sure that was the featured part.
It was last year. Yeah.
Was it last year? Yeah. Right, and we wanted to make sure that it was a featured part, not just someone lights a cigarette. So it was that was the detonator for a bomb. So we wanted to make sure that it was a featured product or a featured prop within the movie, so that it's not just some random thing like 1 year it was a frisbee. A lot of people just had a frisbee sitting on a table. It's not really using the prop. So we try, and we did one, Happy Forever, where that was a horror one. That was another one I really liked. That was a lot of fun. We filmed that at Memphis Kiddie Park.
Oh, and I remember that.
It was freezing that day. It was like a light rain mist. It was cold. I was soaking wet. I was miserable. It was just the best time ever. And
of course.
Yeah.
Best time, as Misha said, the best time feeling completely miserable or something like that.
Yeah, right.
Best time you'll ever
And that's
have.
what it was.
Yeah.
It was totally miserable, but I really liked the final product. Came out great, and that was a horror one. And what was it? Barbed wire was the prop that you had to use.
Oh.
So what we had, a lot of people just have things with barbed wire. We actually had this a magician, was a clown magician sort of thing that pulled how you pull scarves out of your mouth or something like that and do that. Well, he did barbed wire and came up in chunks of blood and it was great. So I like it when we use it for the prop. We actually use it in the movie.
Have you guys ever turned your film in late or been disqualified?
Only once.
Yeah.
Only once out of 14. And it was by minutes, and we were having audio issues. There was a new update to Adobe Premiere, and there was something with the audio.
So you weren't familiar with how the program worked because of the update?
Or it wasn't working correctly. It was an update, and so they had to go back and uninstall that update, redo everything, and it was late.
Is there a genre that you've always wanted to pick that you never got to pick?
We've actually had a wide variety.
You had 14, so...
Yeah, right. We've had silent movie, coming of age, and time travel. We've had a little bit of everything. So, there are ones that we've not wanted. We didn't want musical comedy or anything like that. Although I've seen some of those musicals have been some of my favorite ones ever. Yeah, they were hysterical. Pauline can sing and play piano, so it wouldn't be all that bad. But
is there one that you dread? You just don't want that one at all?
The musical comedy. Comedy's tough. So to be funny, so those are probably the two I would dread the most. We love the horror and doing all the horror genres and creeping people out and doing scary things.
Not every city gets to do the horror, so we're kind of one of the lucky cities that...
Yeah.
A lot of cities just do a regular one in the spring and in the fall.
Yeah, so I'm glad that we have the horror. It's a fun genre, and it's something that is very marketable too. It's good in the secondary markets, and it does well at festivals. So,
if you could change anything about the 48, do you have anything you'd want to change, or that you're not happy with, or maybe that you're not happy with, but you think it would make it better? Like, this would be a really cool idea.
Well, what you did the last time, as far as having the digital drop off instead of actually rushing to a location and dropping off that film, if doing it digitally and uploading, I think that if that became a normal instead of running and rushing, because I've been in those cars It's not fun. It's dangerous. And so if you could just start an upload, and whenever you start it or however you want to time that thing, because they're fairly big movies, and they could take quite a while to upload depending on your computer or where it's being uploaded to, somehow to time that so that you could do it digitally.
Well, the way I think they are going with that going forward.
Good.
Because for the people that aren't familiar with it, when you start uploading, say you finished it's due at 7 or whatever, and it's 6:50.
Right.
You start uploading, and if it fails because your power goes out or whatever,
right,
it creates a checksum that gets emailed to you or whatever. There's
yes,
it's to prove that you started it before the time. So for instance, Conrad Studios tried it 2 or 3 times. It just never uploaded. But I reached out and said, hey, they're trying and it's not working. Then they were able to verify that they were trying to upload it. So he just sent it to me, and then I tried to upload it, still failed. But 2 days later, it finally uploaded. But they were in on time because of the whole checksum.
Yeah, and so I think that would help out. I think that it would relieve a whole lot of stress, and I think that trying to get somewhere in a hurry, there was downtown, and there was parades one year, and there was all kinds of traffic jams, and it just adds to the stress, and I think that could be alleviated by doing the digital uploads.
Is as far as for a new team out there that's never done this before,
right?
Do you have good and bad advice about the 48? Like, you tried this and don't ever do this because it fails, or this is the best advice I can give you for a first-time team. I need both aspects.
Sure. Best advice: be organized, have a plan, and break up into groups. So you have I think it works great to have a writing team, and then they're done, and then they can get a good night's sleep, or sleep during the day, come on set when they wake up and help with some of the writing. If things aren't working out, they could do that. As a cinematographer, I'm there pretty much all day Saturday, from first thing in the morning till we're done shooting. Then I get to go to sleep. So so I get to sleep in on Sunday. I usually check in. How are things going? Did everything look good? Is there anything else? Anything we need to reshoot? Generally, the answer is no. And I let them do it. They are what they're doing. The editors, that's what their expertise is in, and I'll let them make all those decisions. We have all the good footage for them.
What about negatives? Like, you've tried this and it failed.
Well, that goes exactly the same thing. Trying to be everywhere, doing everything for all 48 hours. Because by the end of that 48 hours, you're going to be killing each other and be really tired and not making good decisions. So
get the people that are good at what they do. Don't try to do everything yourself.
Correct. That's it. Yeah. I know there are some teams that have tried to they write, they shoot it, and then they edit it. It's all the same person. By the end of the 48, you're pretty well beat.
That's a lot of work.
Yeah. And the first couple that we did, we were there. We were there for the draw. We helped write, and then in the morning we started shooting, and we were there, and then we helped the edit, and everybody feels like crap by the end, and we're at each other's throats. But now we shoot a lot smarter, and we're usually done before it's dark.
What do you think is the best aspect of a 48? Like, what makes or breaks a film? The most important thing that has to be in it.
The film itself or the filming process?
Filming process.
The filming process, working together, having a good team. Everybody gets along, everybody knows what their jobs are, and they just do them. And having a good leader that keeps everybody on task. So
time management.
Yeah, time management is definitely, because we could sit there, we're having a great time, we're having fun, we get off on a tangent, we're talking about something. Hey, back to work. Come on, let's go. We need that one AD on set to says, all right, it's 3:15. We still have 2 more hours before we can move on. Okay, good. Time manager, and just keep us on track for shooting. Also, to have somebody editing or at least gathering that footage that you're shooting at that same time. Because if you wait until Sunday morning to start looking at that footage, you realize, oh, we didn't get the right angle. It's the wrong angle. This way you could reshoot it. Right on the spot. He says, that does not go together well. So to have an editor on set with you, And that could be a different editor than the one that's actually going to do the film. Someone to take the footage, I pop out my card, I give it to them, they put it on the timeline, everything looks good, let's move on.
Did that stop? Okay. I was just going to edit this part out where I was talking right here.
Okay.
That's why I waited a second after that.
Okay.
So, as far as outside of the 48, when you're doing a project, do you prefer to do like a feature film? Do you prefer to do shorts, documentaries, music videos? Do you have a favorite thing that's satisfying?
I like all of them. You know, the music videos are great. You could usually get those done 1 or 2 days.
Mm-hmm.
And usually within 2 or 3 weeks, you get a final product. Awesome. You know, it's good fulfillment. You know, you feel good. You know, you shot it, and while it's still fresh in your memory, you can actually see the finished product. I love it. Documentaries could take years to film. You know, depending on what the subject is. You know, some of them take place over several years and they develop. So that could take a long time, and then it doesn't work out the way you wanted it to. You know how it ends, and scrapped. Shorts are also good. Same reason as a music video. You can get them done 1, 2, 3, or 4 days, and you have something, you know, to show. You could share it with friends. You can, you know, all kinds of festivals that you could, you know, bring it to. Feature films, they just take a long time and a lot of money. I love working on them. I've done several of them, and some of them don't make it because of the long process. All right, now we got all this great footage. Now we have to edit it. We have to market it, put it all together, and sometimes that takes too long. And another project comes up, and that one gets put in the back. And you know, we still want to finish that last one, but we have this new one coming out, and that's the new and exciting one. So that's the problem that happens with the feature films. It's just a very long process. Unless you have someone that's really dedicated to doing it, it may get lost.
What do you think costs the most money in making a film?
Well, I mean, I'm the camera guy. I have about $40,000 worth of equipment sitting around. So I mean that's pretty expensive, but it's not like for one picture.
Well, you know, if you're going to make a film, if you were the director and making a film, where do you think the most money goes to in a production? It
should go to the most important thing, which are your actors. So that would be the paying the actors, feeding the actors, making sure that they're comfortable. Depending, you know, you have set design too. If you're going to rent a location, decorate a location up, you know, that all these things are expensive. And then once it's done, you need someone to edit it. You need a score. And then, well, gosh, we have this great movie. Now what are we going to do with it? You enter it into film festivals so that people can actually see it and hopefully get some distribution. And then the money comes back to you.
Right.
So
a lot of people don't understand that process.
Yeah. So, yeah. I mean, it's expensive to do this, but it's a lot of fun. It's very fulfilling to do the movies and the still photography. So it's something I love. You know, that I can do this, put 2 kids through college, have a nice house, and it's all paid paid for by having fun and doing something I love. And you know, people that have jobs that they dread every day, I couldn't do that. You know, I need to do something that's fun, creative, getting out of the house, you know, dealing with lots of people. That's what makes my job satisfying for me.
So, making that film in like today's pandemic, how has that changed as far as with the COVID laws and stuff like that? How different is that compared to like last year or 10 years ago, or what's your experience?
Well, I've had really good experiences. I've dealt with Scott Morrison, and he did a great job when we were working on Vile as far as keeping groups separated, masks, sanitizer, and just departmentalizing everything. So, all right, these are the guys that are filming now, these are the guys waiting, and everybody was separate. So, and we've done a lot of it outside or in big areas. So he did a great job. Pauline is phenomenal at this, and she got a certification for I forget what the certification is, and you know,
safety set something.
Safety set something. She got 100% on it. Also, at where she works, she is in charge of all of that, is making sure everybody's safe with the masks and hand washing and social distancing, putting up plexiglass, and So far, I haven't run into any problems on set with that, which is good. I'm a high-risk person. I'm older, and I have several of the risks, and my wife also does, so I don't want to bring anything home.
Right.
So I'm really conscious of it, and I'm very aware of what is risky behavior and what is not. And so if I see it, I will walk away from it.
That's good.
Yeah.
What's been the most challenging thing for COVID? Like,
for me,
for you as a
photographer,
or gaffer or whatever.
yeah,
different roles.
like in my regular business, I've lost 39 gigs, and these are events as far as weddings, bar mitzvahs, not for profit sort of big events. So it's up to 39 now, and that's pretty much a lot of my income for the year. So we've had to do other things.
You still doing pictures too, right?
Yeah, we do school pictures, right? So the school pictures were gone. Senior pictures we've been able to do. Business headshots we've been able to do. We're doing a lot of things outside. But the good news is, in my studio, I use a big lens. I'm usually 15 feet away from the person as we shoot anyways. I wear a mask. We have several safety protocols within the studio here as far as everything gets wiped down. We have hand sanitizer. I always wear a mask. And up until when you're shooting, you need to wear a mask, and then you take it off. We get to shoot, and then you put it back on. So it's more of a challenge. People are a little afraid. They don't want to come in. So we are making sure that we can do it safely. Where people used to look at the back of my camera, like I take a picture, and say, "Oh my God, this one's look at this," and I would show them the back of my camera. I can't do that anymore because then you're like super close to each other. So I have a monitor that, I don't know if it's visible in the back there, and I have that wireless tethered to my camera. So as I shoot, the images go up there. That is in front of you. So
and then you're away.
Right, and then that's right there, and they look at all the images that I've shot, and it's it's bigger than my little 4-inch screen on the back of my camera, and so that they could see what we're getting, making sure we're on the getting what they want, and then it looks good.
So you haven't, now that schools are back in session, have you been notified that you're going to do school pictures? Because usually right at the beginning of the year.
Yeah, we have not heard anything, and a lot of the schools are not actually in the classroom. We could do it safely, by just having one person at a time. We've done group headshots for businesses, and both
They'll
times.
take the masks off then?
Yeah, the masks are off, so it's not
Even though they're next to each other?
No, these are like individuals. So we've done a group of people, all individuals, but we've done them outside. So I set up a tent in the parking lot or something. Either bring a backdrop or have a nice, beautiful green backdrop. Just trees and stuff. And I'm 15 feet away from them. We're outside. Person comes in, get the pictures, wipe everything down. The next person comes in. So it's outdoors. We're distancing, and it's been great. We've done 2 of those. That's probably more than 100 headshots with those 2 events.
So I know some schools are doing like A through L, go to school on Monday and Tuesday.
Right.
And then M through Z is at home on Monday and Tuesday, and everybody's home on Wednesday so they can clean the school. And then M through Z goes to school on Thursday and Friday, and A through L works or does school from home.
Yeah.
So that would be really difficult to do pictures because you'd have to come in 2 different days.
A lot of times you do anyways, depending on the size of the school.
Okay.
We're there more than one day, so that's not really that much of an issue. But to making sure everybody's comfortable with how they're doing it and the family and the whole procedure, we have to come up with some sort of a protocol that everybody's comfortable with.
I always thought that was just a makeup day.
Yeah.
The second
we
day
do.
of the pictures. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's depending on the size of the school. Sometimes it's 2 days, and we may have to extend it to 2 days. Because it is a slower process.
Yeah, I'm curious to see how they're going to do that. Like football and sports and stuff. They usually let's get a group shot of the team. Like, are they gonna have masks on this year, or are they?
Well, actually, they all play together anyways. They're all working together. So hopefully they're all comfortable with each other, and everybody is social distancing and doing all the right stuff so that they are safe. I mean, look at the pro NFL teams and college football. They're all getting together. So with something like that, I guess you just have to make sure everybody's good, and only time will tell because school's just opened. So we'll see how things are going.
As far as the 48 again, I forgot to ask you. Have you won your teams? Have you guys won awards, or have you won awards for other things in film?
Within the 48, just about every one of our films has won awards. We've done very well. One of them won 9 awards. I've won 2 Best Cinematography awards, and yeah, we've been very lucky, and we've done very well.
I see you got a nice award up there from Horror Hotel.
Yeah, I got a Horror Hotel, a couple other smaller awards up there. Yeah.
Nice. What about projects and stuff that you just recently finished that you want to plug, or like they maybe are in post right now?
Yeah, we just finished one, a sort of a suspense thriller witchcraft sort of movie called Desperanzo. I was the cinematographer for that and gaffer, and that was a very fun film to work on. We worked on that. It was like a 12-day shoot. We filmed throughout Ohio. Had a couple really cool locations, some by a lake and in the woods, and we rented a couple houses to film in. I think that's going to be great. I saw a trailer, and it looks like it's going to be great.
Was that before or during COVID?
That was during COVID,
Okay.
right? So we wore masks and we kept separate, and we had it all planned before. So part of it was before.
I remember it's been in the works for like a year, and
Yeah.
I was in talks with the group initially, and then my scheduling didn't work out, and then
Right.
So
Yeah.
it happens.
Yeah. Oh, it does. Right. But this one we completed. We're done with principal photography, and it's in the editing process. They're working on a website. They're working on various other marketing tools, and then it will go to the festivals.
That's like a 20-minute short roughly, or 15-20-minute short?
It seems like it's going to be longer, but that was
Yeah.
the original plan. Yes.
The script seemed like it was about a 20-minute film.
Right.
Yeah.
It
Nice.
seemed like we shot a whole lot more than that, but we'll see. When they get it down.
And you just recently did a music video. Well, we both worked
I
on it.
did. We
Yeah.
did a great music video. That was a lot of fun. I was the gaffer and still photographer for that. There was just a little bit of blood. I think you went through a gallon of blood during the one scene there.
Yeah, we brought 3. He said he wanted time. Well, we cut a scene out that we didn't end up doing.
Okay. But yeah, there was a lot of blood. We had a beautiful and talented actress who was working with us on that, and pretty much we tortured her. We waterboarded her with blood, and yeah, she had a great time.
But we never got to see her face.
We never got to see her face.
No.
So it's a mystery who she is, but she did have great abs, and you could see that through the whole movie. So.
Yeah. And then the other project that we worked on together with Pauline.
That's right,
And
yes.
it premieres today. Actually,
I
by
know.
the time this comes out, it would be several weeks from now, but
Yeah.
premieres tonight.
Right, Larry, which is kind of a spin-off of one of our other movies that we did, where this was a character in one of our award-winning 48s. And this was one of the characters, and we're going to do a couple of these, to play off the characters that were in there that you just saw, but you didn't get to know. So now we're going to get to know the backstory of these characters from our 48.
This one has a very Twilight Zone feel to it.
Yeah,
In my opinion, or Outer Limits, one of those two.
Yep. Randy is plays Larry, and he does a great job. He's very nice, but yet very creepy, and gets creepier as it goes on, and you learn some of his inner secrets, and yeah, special effects are good. You should know, right?
I try. Right.
Yeah.
Well, how would people get a hold of you, or maybe see some of the works that you've done, or if they want to do a photography session with you? Go ahead and plug all your websites, and then I'll put all the links below.
Sure. My website is discoveryphotoonline.com, and you can see a ton of my work there. It's all the photography stuff. Not much cinematography is on there. Stills from some of the movies and features that we've done around there. You could also go to Instagram. It's Discovery Photo Ohio. Facebook is Discovery Photo or Scott T. Morrison. You can see a lot of stuff. The Facebook gets updated daily. The website gets updated probably every few months or so. It's not an everyday occurrence. So, but things are fairly current. As I'm slow right now, so it's like, gosh, what can I do? I'll update my website. So we put new stuff up there. Where we are still working, we are working safely here, so I want people to feel comfortable coming to the studio. If they're not, we could do outdoor shoots. We still have probably another month before it gets really cold out. The leaves are going to start to change fairly soon, which will be a beautiful time for outdoor photos, for either modeling portfolios, for senior pictures, family photos, whatever you may want to do. It's a great time of the year to do it.
Those sunflower photos are this is that time of year too.
Yeah, that's right. Go over there to the sunflower fields. There is a fee to go there to take those pictures. But if you're willing to pay the fee, I would love to go out there. There's two great locations. One I think is in Elyria and Sandusky. So.
Well, I think that it's in Avon, right?
Avon, right?
Avon, yeah.
I know. I'm an East Sider.
Yeah.
It's west, so it's all the same to us, Yeah. Just over the bridge, and it's all the same.
Nice. Well, I appreciate you taking the time to.
Sure, no problem. I'm glad you came by today. Thank you.